Well, it's May long weekend as I'm filming this. You guys like to see the behind the scenes. A lot of you do. I get messages, hey, what else do you do other than the chainsaws? Well, we'll show you right now. So it's getting to be about grass cutting time, and it's May long weekend. And of course, like every May long weekend, it poured rain all weekend, which means, well, the grass is starting to grow. But content usually slows down this time of the year for a week or a month because, well, I got all this cleanup to do. Oh, look at this guy. Friends, let's see if we can sneak up on him here. I got lots of cleanup to do. We had fun this winter. Let's see if we can. You guys see that? Oh, he went under. Let's see if he comes back up. I'll zoom you guys back. It's our pond in the front yard, friends. This was a water source years ago. Now it's just kind of here. Oh, I don't think he's going to come back. A little muskrat was swimming there. Anyways, friends, so just getting stuff ready. Getting ready for buck and stock. I got trees to clean up there. Well, just waiting for nicer weather, and I'll go in there with the truck and load up. Yeah, I don't think he's going to come back, friends. He don't much care for me. But my daughter likes him. Anyways, so we're just getting ready for the oncoming year, grass cutting season. Yeah, got lots of grass to cut, friends. Anyways, I'll show you guys what I've been up to and what I'm planning for the year to come. You can see the rain coming across the field, friends. It's so flat here, you can see the weather coming. Well, hopefully it stops this week. Got so many things to do. And it's all depending on the weather. Anyhow, friends, so you guys know front diff leak there. Thank you for everybody that messaged me, emailed tips and tricks. Somebody said, hey, maybe your diff's too full. It is not. I've been through all this stuff. I've been everywhere in this truck, friends. I've been everywhere, like Hank Snow. But yeah, so anyways, friends, the idea was to take this to buck and stock. I'm going to try and make that happen. But I got a few little things I want to do before the trip. I broke a leaf here, which is common on these. I got another leaf pack. So I want to change the leaf spring and then pull this front diff apart. Hopefully it just needs a seal and not a rebuild. If it needs a rebuild, that'll probably be an after buck and stock thing. I want to change these headlights if we go to buck and stock, because last year we had a hard time seeing. We drove there at night in a rainstorm. So again, leaves, front diff, headlights. I want to charge up the AC in this thing. I noticed this thing had a new compressor when I bought it, and like somebody just changed it, like it was shiny. But when I checked, there's no refrigerant in the system. So other than that, and I need to find a spare tire, but it's all doable. I got what do I got? I got about 6 weeks to do all that. So the idea is, friends, I'm going to pull this thing out of service. And I will say, friends, this has been a great truck. I drove it all winter. I've put a lot of clicks on it. Like a lot of clicks. Like I've probably put 10 to 15,000 kilometers on this thing this winter, and it's been perfect. Not the prettiest truck. It's got some faded paint and a little bit of rust here and there, but for the price point we're into it for, remember, this is the one I bought at the auction. I'm very happy with it. So anyways, friends, so we pulled this thing out and put her back into service, the old Ford. Fired her up, And hey Grace, how's it going? I love that decal there. I got that at Buck and Stock last year. But anyhow, friends, we pulled the old Ford out of storage and put her back into the rotation. And we drove 300 kilometers in this thing yesterday without a hitch. I love this truck. It's super reliable. It's good on fuel. It's nice to drive. So if we have to take this to Buck and Stock, well, then that's what we're going to do. We'll put her back into service. This is honestly, friends, this thing, it's got cold air conditioning and cruise control, and a gear ratio that will, you can really rip down the highway. This thing's comfier, quieter. It's got a bigger fuel tank, more power, yada, yada, yada. There's traffic going by there. I just wanted to let it go. So anyways, hopefully I can get this thing back together and get her going. We'll be hauling water with that. Anyways, what are we up to? Well, friends, part of YouTubing is, well, I spend my free time or my extra time working on chainsaws, which is fun, but sometimes, friends, a guy has to get some stuff done around the yard. So you will be seeing this on video, but that is 20 yards of soil, potting soil, and 15 yards of mulch. Okay, and we had this delivered on, when did they come? Saturday they came. We had 120 kilometer an hour sustained winds, so 75, 80 mile an hour winds, and so we couldn't get this delivered Friday like we were supposed to. So anyhow, friends, I got my work cut out ahead of me, and ooh, what's that? The Tin Man. I still got yard cleanup to do. You guys can see stuff blows. I just drive around with my trailer and pick stuff up. There's always stuff in my yard, friends. It's so windy here. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. I got all that stuff. This one needs to come down. This tree, I gotta start thinning these. There's lots of smaller trees that are trying to make their way in the world back here. So I'm going to replant a few of those on the south side of the property. But you can see this one's dying. That's how they go. They start at the bottom. And these are fair size. They're 50 footers. Pretty tall for here. Not the biggest trees around. But anyhow, so that's on the docket. But what we're doing, friends, with all that soil and mulch is my backyard. What we're going to do with all that soil and mulch is, you guys saw I tilled this. It's already coming back. You can't kill anything here, friends. This stuff means business. Anyhow, so got to get rid of that stuff. Those are our A-frames that we used to grow everything on. My wife and I have decided we're getting to an age where we don't want to weed anymore. See how fast that stuff came back in a week, friends. Okay, and I tilled this twice. So weeding here, it takes forever. The soil is rock hard, and weeding's just a lot of work. And if you go to the lake for one weekend and don't spend it in the garden, well, guess what? It can get away on you. So anyways, our plan, friends, and I'll show you that stuff when it arrives. I decided to order. My wife has always wanted these. And so we ordered above ground planters made out of steel. And they are 10 feet long by 3.5 feet wide by 30 inches high. So we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, and probably 2 at the back. And we're going to put some arbors or trellises, whatever you want to call them. And we're going to up our food production again. My wife was really avid into the gardening for years. And then we had the baby and Miss Charlie. And we kind of, well, not we, my wife. She does most of the work. We took a year or two off. I'm going to take all this soil. I'm going to run in here with the skid steer. I'm going to take all this soil. I'm going to push it this way. And I'm going to make 3 big hills there for our climbing or creeping plants like watermelon and honeydew and that kind of stuff. So, and then I'm going to put, in the next week or two, we're going to put landscape fabric down, cover all this. Once I level it out, it's actually leaning. I don't know if you guys can see. It's leaning kind of this way. So I'm going to smooth all this out with the skid steer. And then we'll put landscape fabric down, and then we're going to build a border. And I'll assemble those planters, and then all that soil there has to go back. Also, friends, since we're here, we had a gas line put on the house last year. So, we've heated with electric here forever. Electricity is very cheap in this province, but gas is very cheap. So, I'm gonna do a gas furnace, probably with a heat pump, new ductwork, and all that, hopefully before fall. When we do that, I'll strap the tool belt on and the Tin Man. You guys can watch the Tin Man tin. So, and then, friends, while we're here, this sunroom, this sunroom is attached to our house. It's about 400 square feet, and it needs some work, friends. It sinks on this corner here. I don't know if you guys can see. It's on a 4-ply or 5-ply post that I put in there years ago, but it sinks, and just the way they did the beam and everything, it needs some reinforcement. You can see there's junk under there. I got these windows years ago, never did anything with them. This one's broken, and you guys can see the siding needs some work, but these window frames are rotten, all of them. So in between all the shenanigans this year, we're going to buy new windows, and I'm going to fix this sunroom, and I'm probably going to insulate it so that we can use it more. It's not useful this time of the year. It's too cold in there, and it's cold all winter. So we have all of our plants that we bought already going in, or getting ready to go into the garden. So yeah, anyhow, friends, content's been a little slow. That's why, just lots on the go, and spent a lot of time with my daughter and just trying to get my yard into shape. That way, if I get ahead of it, I can stay on top of it. If I don't, well, it gets away on you, and there's a lot of it, friends. Here, let's take a little walk. Still cleaning up, but yeah, I got that pad cleaned up last year. That was about a 7 or 8 year project. I'm gonna probably buy a fabric building and put it on here for storage. We need more of it. Oh, it's just stuff blowing here all the time, friends. I just picked up all the garbage. Throw that over there. Yeah, anyways, friends, just garbage. But yeah, all this, oh, there's these birds that make nests in the dirt there on the ground. It's weird, but anyways, so yeah, I got all this to look after. It's still flooded a bit in here. I dug all this years ago, because I have a sewage ejector. I'll show you guys that. Why not? You guys can see the things. When we moved here, where we're walking was 4 feet of grass. Here's my sewage ejector. What that does is that sprays the gray water into this ditch here, and it kind of flows and the ground absorbs it instead of having a septic field. That's what we do here. If you have a big yard. If you don't have a big yard, you can't have one of those. So I think that was a Coors van body, but we'll stay away from there because usually there's animals living in there. Yeah, anyhow, friends. Got lots of broken trees from that last windstorm. Probably go in here. Oh yeah, that one finally broke. So just assessing the damage. That's where the chainsaws come in handy. Is, you know, when I first bought this place, I started chainsawing all the time because, well, look, it's just, it never ends. And that's how I got so serious about my chainsaws. But anyways, friends, just looking. We got 13.5, 14 acres here. When we moved here, those were about this tall. It's time goes, eh? And I remember exploring this yard. See, more garbage. This ditch here, friends, I dug all this years ago with the skid steer. Came in here, and that created drainage. This, when we moved in, the whole back of this property would flood in spring. And yeah, bucket there. I'll get her all cleaned up. I'm not too worried about it. Looks like a tree fell over there. Yeah, let's go have a look-see. I always like this tree. That's one of the taller trees in my yard. A lot of the older trees are starting to die off here, just from age and pests. Those two are dead. All my elms are dying off, friends. That's one of the last healthy ones left, so we're gonna have to come in here and cut all these down. Oh yeah. Yeah, we lost a lot of trees last week. A lot of these were dead anyways. Yeah, have to come in and cut all these willows up. Not good for anything. Willows are the worst firewood. Yeah, there we go. I know, friends, I'm so blessed to live here. Such a beautiful, beautiful place. Yeah. Doesn't look too bad. It's weird, I've never come back here when this is flat. Interesting. Oh yeah, like look, friends, look at all the trees that are laying on the ground. It's nice though, we're getting all of these little saplings. And in fact, friends, these are the ones I'm going to dig up and replant on my south tree line there. These are the perfect size, and there's a ton of them. So yeah, add that to the never-ending list. Anyhow, friends, little trip into my world. Always something to do in this giant yard. As I get older, friends, well, I have better equipment, so it really helps, but the giant yard gets to be more work just with age and also schedule. When I was on the tools, friends, I usually had a day off during the week, so it'd be like a Wednesday, and I would come home and I would cut grass and do yard work. But now I don't have that. And then having a little girl, well, you guys know if you have a toddler or teenager or whatever, they have sports and all the other things. So anyways, just, oh, look at you. You dug a little hole there. Anyhow, friends, thanks for watching. Take her easy. And lots of stuff to do. Soon as this storm front gets by us, we'll definitely start getting some of this stuff done as we get prepared for buck and stock. Maybe we'll have a bunch of new saws for buck and stock, or maybe we won't. It just depends on how things work out. So, got to get that truck done. Anyhow, friends, thanks for watching. Take her easy. Later.